Hello there, pals. Welcome back to my weekly show. Pretty sure most of you guys sort of pissed about the coronavirus. So many gigs being cancelled or postponed so far. In this program, we take a glance at some of the most important gigs being cancelled or postponed because of coronavirus outbreaks. Stay tuned for more details.
Boris Johnson has tested positive for COVID-19, as has Matt Hancock, the Health Secretary. The Scottish Secretary, Alistair Jack, is in self-isolation, and we've just learned today so is Dominic Cummings, Boris Johnson's arguably most important advisor, now working from home like so many of us.
In key ways, the world is now as or more deeply in debt as it was when the last big crisis hit. But the largest and the most risky pools of debt has shifted from households and banks in the United States, which were restrained by regulator after the crisis, to corporations all over the world. As businesses deal with prospect of a sudden stop in their cash flows, the most exposed are relatively new generation of companies that already struggle to pay their loans. This class includes the zombies companies that earn too little even to make interest payments on their debt and survive only by issuing new debt.
We are collectively telling cafes, pubs, bars and restaurants to close tonight as soon as they reasonably can and not to open tomorrow.
The dystopian reality of deserted airports, empty trains and thinly occupied restaurants is already badly hurting economic activity. The longer the pandemic lasts, the greater the risk that the sharp downturn morphs into a financial crisis, with zombie companies starting a chain of defaults just like subprime mortgages did in 2008.
Doing time, look alive, for everything your mama cried. Look alive, when the 5-0 arrive. Look alive, everybody look alive, look alive.
There isn't a single part of music industry that won't be affected by the coronavirus outbreak. The most obvious are the high-profile festival cancellations like Glastonbury and Download, and the big stars who are having to postpone tours. But beneath them, there is an entire infrastructure of aspiring musicians, seasoned players, sound engineers, booking agents, record shop owners, DJs, labels, tour management, event staffs, and more whose livelihood are at the risk, with venue closing their doors and with Boris Johnson saying venues can open but advising people to stay away. Fear industry quickly turned to anger. Here's a list I have provided of the most important gigs being cancelled or postponed due to coronavirus outbreak. It's vital that the world meet the global coronavirus pandemic with a level head. Panic only leads to irrational behaviors. Fear only leads to inaction. Frustration doesn't lead anywhere. To come out of COVID-19 relatively unscathed, we must use forethought and take careful, reasonable actions. But also, and at the very last, F this virus, F it right in the corona, F the pain and suffering it's causing, F the hysteria it's inspiring, F the conspiracy obsessed rumor-mongers, F what is done to people in Italy, China and the rest of the globe, and F how it's cancelled every tour or festival we've all been looking forward to for the foreseeable future. Just as it's important to us to address this cooly in the long run, it's also crucial that we take a moment to give COVID-19 the finger and say, Huff a hot deuce and die COVID-19. We hope you go F yourself COVID-19. Wait till next Sunday.
Alright peeps, that's for today. Make sure that you stay safe, try to be hygiene, not to go somewhere crowded. Talk about the Milo Show and let me know what you think about the content of the program. Thank you and see you guys next week.